Suman C. Raman, the point is this, and I want to continue to focus on this, because yes, these allegations have been made in the past too, and you can make them as political allegations. What does it mean or say when, you know, somebody says this in Parliament? That carries a different weight altogether. And to suggest that judiciary is not doing its job is one thing, but to suggest that it's an instrument to subdue the voice of the public goes many, many steps higher. Is it fair? Is it a fair criticism of the judiciary?
Shivani, whether it is the judiciary or whether it is the Election Commission or any other institution in this country, not only must they be fair, but they must be seen to be fair. And I think that there is a big perception gap. Let us take the judiciary, for instance. The number of cases of crucial importance, whether you take the Article 370 issue, or you take the electoral bonds issue, you take the CAA issue, I mean, they're all hanging fire in the court. Now,
but whose fault is that, Suman C. Raman?
No. Whose fault is that is precisely the point. At some point, there must be seen to be a quick hearing on issues of national importance. You cannot, I mean, the present system, whatever it is not delivering the justice in the time that it's supposed to.
But
and
that's
I think
not really the problem of today's alone, right? Because the allegation is that since 2014 this has happened. Is that the case? Has the delay of the legal judicial system just suddenly arose in India?
One second, Shivani. Delays have been a part and parcel of the judicial system for many years, decades in India. Everyone knows that. But here, the problem is when case after case is put up before the Honorable Court, and where adverse verdicts could have impact on the government of the day, and they're all being heard over a period of years.
That's an assumption, Suman C. Raman, that you're making. So
I'm
that
not saying, I'm sorry, I'm not saying
that
making an
completely
assumption.
gives away the fact that the Congress seems to be, the Congress seems to be upset that there were issues that could have gone adversely against the government. They haven't seen some conclusion. Now that's an assumption that cannot be used to completely attack the institution like a judiciary in the country, if anything.
Let me finish.
20 seconds.
In any case, there are two possible verdicts. One that favor the petitioner, the other that favor the defendant. If it happens to be the government, then it favors the government. Now, there is a reasonable chance in each case that the verdict would go one way or the other. And when adverse verdicts that could potentially go, I'm not saying that they will, but that could potentially go against the government. And the cases are more or less dragging on for years and years together, even though they are of huge importance.
Okay.
The electoral
so
bond
this,
issues
all right, let Sandip Ghose come in. No, one second, let Sandip Ghose come in. This also sounds like that, you know, we are not getting the verdicts that we want from the judiciary, so the judiciary is bad.
Not at all.
Let
Even
Sandip
if it's an
come in.
adverse verdict, let the verdict come.
Okay,
but
let Sandip come in. Let Sandip come in.
Yeah, Shivani, I respect Suman a lot, and what he is talking about, perception, justice should be seen to be done and all is fair. But is that enough, even if I grant him the point about delays, etc., to make an accusation that Supreme Court has now been subjugated by one single organization in the country?
Yes.
That is a very, very strong statement to make. Mr. Ranjan Gogoi was a hero when he was part of the press conference, which was being attended by a lot of Congress people, but when he passed certain verdicts, he has become the villain of the piece. But be that may, you can have different views about a judgment or the delay and everything else, but to say that they have been compromised and they have been captured by certain institutions, I think is a very, very extreme statement to make.
Okay, Sandip, can I come?
Dr. Shama Mohammed talked something about cyber experts, etc., coming to conclusion about Pegasus.
Yeah.
I only saw this morning an advertisement from the Supreme Court convening a technical committee. So I don't know where the cyber experts have given their views for her to come to that conclusion.
Sorry, an affidavit has been filed. Sandeep, just to give you, just to correct you, an affidavit has already been filed confirming that certain phones have had traces of Pegasus on them. I'm sorry, that has already been filed before the Supreme Court.
We are not political ones. Let's not speak over each other. We are not quarreling with each other. The point which was raised
but it is there.
Parliament that if something is sub judice before the Supreme Court, to raise that in Parliament, I think it's inappropriate. No, let me finish. All the political people have spoken. Two more comments I'll make. There is a very conscious, calibration done yesterday to mention several times India is a union of states. Coming from the, the grand old party of India who claims to have got us independence, to make this very conscious statement, I think this is a very serious comment. We have to understand what do we mean. Are we meaning we are the United States of India?
What's wrong in that?
Or the earlier Soviet Union, or what are we really talking about?
Okay.
And the last point, Congress has undermined every single institution, whether election commission, whether a judiciary, as you are saying, whether it's the armed forces. Questions have been raised. Most recently, the SPG group has been questioned about their thing. That's all fine as a political party. But to insinuate in Parliament that one particular organization, which is clearly an allusion to RSS, that is a very, very dangerous statement, and it should not be.
On the issue of the Union of States that you have raised, Sandip Ghose, let me bring in
India is
Sanju.
a union of states. That's what the
Yes, but
Constitution
it is
says.
also a republic. You cannot
Yes,
vote
ma'am.
selectively. It is also a republic. Sanju Verma wants to come in. Shaman, I'll come to you. Sanju Verma wants to come in. This is something on which BJP MP Nishikant Dubey has even issued a privilege motion against Rahul Gandhi. And he's saying this is to incite MPs and states.
Shivani, I will just take 10 seconds to first say that, a lot has been said here about Pegasus. The matter is sub judice. But let me educate. The Congress spokesperson that the Congress is actually guilty of spying on its own. In 2011, the Congress spied on Pranab Mukherjee, one of their own party members. The Congress spied on Mamata Banerjee. The Congress spied on Jayalalitha. The Congress spied on Chandrababu Naidu. The Congress spied on Sitaram.
Nonsense.
So the
Nonsense.
The Congress has no moral high ground to lecture the BJP. So please keep quiet and look at your own version on morality and on ethics to the BJP. We don't need to learn from you. Now coming to your question, Shivani, let me be very clear that Rahul Gandhi has actually spoken in a language which is not only inflammatory but actually tries to propagate the idea of balkanization. Do not say Rahul Gandhi, who has been mollycoddling the likes of a Digvijay Singh, who after the horrific 26/11 attack in Mumbai said, "Ye RSS ki sazish hai." We have an ex-Indian Air Force chief who said that the Indian Air Force was willing, but Sonia Gandhi and Manmohan Singh did not want to avenge the 26/11 attack.
Why are you not interrupting her, Shivani? You interrupt me when I speak.
No, she's gotten her time. Let her speak. You will also get your time, Shama Mohammed.
No. You don't give me my time.
Of course I gave you your time.
You interrupt me, no? So I also want my time.
You got your time, ma'am. You got no
I didn't
time.
finish mine. You said you'll... No. The debate...
Okay.
Sorry.
Once
If you're
again.
not going to give my time, I leave your debates. If you're going
Sanju
to be a
Verma,
BJP
can I just-
spokes anchor, I'm going to leave the debate.
This is
you
a
want to be a
charge, Shama
proper anchor, you
Mohammed.
have to give me
I'm
my
getting
time.
a little tired
Otherwise, I'm
of-
going to leave the
this is a
debate.
charge
That's
you
what
make
I'm going to do.
every time.
No, I'm
Even
not going
all
to
of you are
come
getting
on your
time, but
debates
for some
if this is
reason
your
all of you
behavior.
will complain of
Shivani,
not
if you're
getting
not
time.
giving me my
I
time,
actually
I'm gonna
asked you
leave.
3 questions. You
No,
got time for 3 of those questions. But this is not helping your time either.